Hey guys, instructor pilot Chris. Today I have my E-flite UMX P-51 Mustang, and I came across this sports complex, the Shawnee Trail in Frisco, Texas yesterday. I've lived in this area quite a while and I never knew this was here. So when I came across it yesterday, I said, hey, tomorrow morning when weather allows, I want to fly here. And so that's what we're doing today. We have 4 baseball fields and some potentially fun obstacles to fly around. Maybe try to fly under one of these roofs. Maybe do some touch and goes over there in the pitching pads. Maybe run the bases with the aircraft, not really sure. But what's really fun about these aircraft is challenging yourself, flying in confined areas, and having fun. So that's what we're going to try to do today. All right, I'm gonna try to drop over this fence right here and land behind me on the pavement. This means I gotta manage my airspeed, not be short and hit the fence, but not be too fast where I overshoot behind me. That was a close one. I was short. I'm gonna try that again. All right. Definitely do not want to be short when you're landing at or facing a fence or a brick wall. That was a close one. Now, wind is variable. Wind is 5 gusting to 9 and is expected to pick up to 20 at any time. What I think I might want to do though is maybe I'll set up and try to do some passes under this structure here. That'd be kind of fun. So at the moment I can feel the wind from this direction more or less from the east. I'll go ahead and it'll depart. I'll maintain visual contact with it. I'll walk this direction and then I'll set up for some low passes with a crosswind, then turning into a headwind. At that point, depending on how it goes, I can evaluate and climb up and out, or I can go under again and then up and out. So we'll see how this goes. That wasn't too bad. The hard part is maintaining visual of the aircraft and not having obstruction. Obviously, if I can't see the plane, I can't fly it. So that was actually not so hard. At this point, I'm just trying to walk to an area where I can see the plane with an unobstructed view. There we go. Now I can see the plane very clearly. That was pretty neat. All right, I'm now at the pitching practice area, and we have some cement areas. I think that's where the pitcher would stand, maybe. Maybe I'll go ahead and do a touch and go if I can. Oh, all right, let's try that again. All right. That is not easy. You're really managing your speed, and you're really trying to be aware of obstacles. If you're short, you'll hit the fence. If you're too fast, you'll land long. That's what makes this kind of flying very challenging. It's almost like a video game. Now, something else I am trying to monitor mentally is my battery, because I'm very dependent on that power right now. If I get in a position that I need power and it's not there because the battery has died, that positions me in a bad spot. All right, I'm gonna try to land right here in front of me, full stop. So I'm gonna try to come over the fence, watching my airspeed. Got a little bit of a crosswind. Nice. So I probably have 50 to 75 flights on this specific aircraft. I love it. I still have the original batteries that I ordered with it. It performs very well. It's still in really good shape. And I know the handling characteristics. So what I'm suggesting is don't fly in a confined area like this until you know how to fly that specific aircraft, knowing how it will respond. I do know that this aircraft is a little bit faster than some other aircraft I have, obviously faster than like the Night Vapor or the Wacko, but it is very precise, more like a pattern flyer aircraft. So that is a benefit, where the lines are straight. When I'm flying, it's pretty straight. It doesn't drift around. So for precision, trying to fly under these buildings, I know that it's more or less going to be straight, but it will be faster. So just know your aircraft before you go try something like this, so that you don't end up, you know, on the roof or in the side of the building. All right, so now I have more or less a wind from this direction, from the east, southeast. So I will launch the aircraft into the headwind, maintain visual, and again, try to come under this building here. And then if I can, maybe do a climb out there. All right, here we go. Okay, now I'm going to try to land. All right. So there, I tried to get a little slow over that fence, and later on in that approach, it kind of bit me because as I got past the fence and I was slow, I didn't have a whole lot of control over the ailerons, and then did not have enough energy to do a proper flare. Aircraft is fine, but it just wasn't pretty. We're gonna walk around and see what else is here. So I don't think I can land here real successfully. I might try if I can find a smooth spot. But you can see that the cleats kind of dug up the sand a little bit. And with how small these wheels are, I'm not sure I'll roll it. Maybe if I can get actually close to that line, perhaps, I'll give it a shot. But I do know that if I hit one of these ruts, there's a good chance it will nose over. There's the dead battery. I can hear it surging, so I'm landing here like it or not. I got poles. Oh, another pole. I got the wind at my back, so we'll be doing a final right behind me. All right, that wasn't terrible, and like I said, the battery was dying. It was landing. So it looks fine. I got a little bit of dirt on the prop here I'll wipe off, but these things are relatively durable. It's not terribly uncommon to have a poor landing with conventional aircraft, meaning that it has a tail wheel. Especially with a fighter aircraft, you have the main wheels that are kind of narrow or close to each other, and just like the real ones, sometimes accidents happen, both on departure and on landing. It does seem like it happens more often on landing, but you're gonna have the same problem with models. So keep that in mind, that the nose wheel aircraft are a little bit, little easier on the takeoff and landing roll. All right, I'm gonna change batteries. All right, we got a fresh battery. I did my control check. Always do a control check. It doesn't matter that you just flew. I kind of enjoyed flying in the baseball field, so we're gonna go back out there. That's what I was saying, that doing this kind of flying is unique. You need to go ahead and plan these events maybe early morning or in the evening to avoid interfering with anybody using the park at, for its intended purpose, baseball or whatever it might be. But this is a phenomenal area. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty out here, and I kind of have the field to myself. It's 7 a.m. Nobody's out here. So just having fun. It's noticeably more power when you put a new battery pack in there fully charged. So I can fly this aircraft around half throttle just fine. It's pretty quick. That's half stick. I'll go ahead and bump it to full throttle as I come around to show you the difference. Full throttle. It's quick. Vertical climb, and I'll try to roll it. With a loop, inverted and back at me. Come around those poles back at me. So when you're flying in places like this, your biggest threat is hitting something. A pole is likely, a fence is likely. That's part of the challenge of situational awareness, knowing where everything is. So mentally knowing where is your out, where is it safe to fly and where is it not. Not only knowing where that is, but maintaining proper airspeed so that if you need to pull elevator hard to avoid something, you don't tip stall and crash. So you got to maintain speed management, both fast and slow. When you're landing, you need to really be on speed, not too fast. What I'd love is to have a friend out here with another UMX and do some dogfighting out here. That'd be a lot of fun. All right, I got a city car coming out here. Hopefully they're not here to yell at me. The gate was open. I did not jump over the fence. They're cutting the grass. All right, I'll go ahead and land and get out of their way. Okay, for the final landing, I'll try to make it nice, not crash. Again, not beautiful. That was on me. I got my airspeed too low. But aircraft is fine. The battery hatch opened. That's magnetic. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that I'm inspiring you to improve your skills and practice and become a more precise pilot. More importantly, just have fun. This channel is here to entertain you, aviation related. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.